was almost a hood ornament for a truck. Wave bye-bye. Hi guys, I'm Emma from Sea Machines and welcome to the very first episode of the Logbook. So what is the Logbook? Very good question. The Logbook is our new vlog series where I take you all around the world to see the latest and greatest in maritime tech with a healthy dose of culture thrown in, which is why I can't think of a better place to start than Athens. Good morning everyone. It is a gorgeous day here in Piraeus. I am roasting gently in the sun, looking for our first stop of the day. I think we're close. Let's see. I'm trying to be quiet and respectful because I'm in the Hellenic Maritime Museum. It looks really cool, guys. I can't wait to show you. But I'm not here alone. I am being supervised. Hi, Peter.
Hi.
The Hellenic Maritime Museum, founded in 1949, is a must-visit for any mariner on holiday in Greece. The museum features an extensive collection of seascape paintings, scale models, naval instruments, and more.
So even in the picture here and how they park the ships outside now is Mediterranean mooring. So it's aft in first and then out.
Have some truly massive ship models here in the museum. And lots of them. Woohoo! So now it looks like we're going to take a brief pause on the warships and take a look at some commercial shipping stuff. Ooh.
Chimney colors of the Greek owners.
Peter, I think this is the best artifact in the whole museum. It's even interactive.
One of the wonderful models here, scale models, would fit in the office really nicely.
Hint, hint. Is this like an old shipyard?
I think so, yeah. From 1700s up to 2000s. This is a star chart, navigational star chart.
I'm not familiar with this version of Google Maps. Is there a reason why a lot of these instruments are, I assume, brass?
I would imagine it does not
Corrode so easily?
At sea. And there's something to polish for the crew.
Just for the sake of adding more work.
Yeah. Has to be shiny.
Has to be shiny.
Yep.
Behind me is a glass beacon made in France. In its lifetime it was used in Italy and it had a radiant radius, if you will, of over 30 miles. And I've decided I want one for my living room. I don't care if it's impractical, I want one. All in all, I would really recommend the Hellenic Maritime Museum for the boat nerd in your life. Entrance fee is €4, closed on Sunday and Mondays. It's just a good old time. Bye. With that, we bid yes to the Hellenic Maritime Museum and the marina for a quick bus ride to our next destination. Could you really call it a maritime vlog if you don't visit the largest passenger port in the whole of Europe? Don't think so. Welcome to Piraeus Port, the bustling gateway to the Greek islands and one of the busiest ports in Europe. So Piraeus Port has 4 terminals total. Right now we are in the passenger terminal, but there's also the cargo terminal, the container terminal, and the automobile terminal. Wave bye-bye. In addition to handling 5 million TEUs in 2023, Piraeus is also a popular cruise and ferry destination, welcoming approximately 20 million passengers each year. So behind me are the smaller ferries to the smaller islands like Piraeus, and the transit time is only around an hour and a half. But over there are the larger ferries like Minoan Lines or Annex Superfast that go to the larger and further out islands like Crete, and that's usually a 6-hour overnight situation. Yes. Don't be a hero, guys. Sunscreen and hydrate.
Just go about.
Ciao. Aegina. Yes. VStep. Well, you are stop. Okay.
Okay.
This ticket, shall we? You come back today.
We will probably come back today, but we don't know if it's
7:45. Yes, I know. 7:45 is the last stop.
Hi guys! Sorry for the loud noise. We are on a ferry. I wanted to show you guys more of the port of Piraeus, but Peter ruined it with his fantastic idea of taking a small day trip to the island of Aegina. The trip should take around an hour and 15 minutes. It's a beautiful day, and I'm excited to see the island and the port.
What's more maritime than seeing the port from the seaside? So, little black discs down there are hydrostatic releases. So should the boat sink, it will automatically release the life rafts.
Good news is we made it to the island. Bad news is I was almost a hood ornament for a truck. The dead cat for the mic fell off. I dove after it, almost returning to the ocean. Ooh, horse! Peter saved the day, fished the wind protection out of the ocean for me, and now we're on Aegina. Wow, wow.
I'm Nick from Aegina, from the port of Aegina here. I live my life here and I really don't want to go nowhere from here. It's very nice here, clean, everything, nice people, very good beaches, everything. The island is very nice. It's one of the most famous islands here.
Your boat, how many years have you had your boat?
Oh, I got it nearly 25 years. We are the best fishermen here, you know. This time we got lobsters and red snappers and some other fishes. But the most fishes we're hunting is for the best restaurants here because the season starts, you know. This all hulls we're fixing. You see some hulls here, as from dolphins, from caretta, you know. There are lots of dolphins here. All the damage we got in the nets are from dolphins. They're pushing the fishes to the nets, and then start eating fish with nets and make big holes, you know. The government don't give a shit about us, about the nets. We don't give nothing of the damages, you know. But we can live like this. This comes, and this is when it's going. This is the protection. Back is coming back and close it, so nobody can come inside. Yeah, it's so strong. This one. It's like you know the elephants got the white things. It's so strong like this, something like this.
Like
this
ivory.
One. We used to give it and put it gold around here, and put it here. You know, for girls, for babies. So take this. Maybe you have the time to fix it. You know.
Are you sure you want to give this to me?
Yes, I've got plenty of this. Take it.
That's very kind. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our ferry should be arriving any minute now to take us back to Piraeus port. We had a lovely day on the island. The old town is beautiful, the ice cream is fantastic, and the people even better. I cannot wait to come back. Sun's out. Taking extra care not to dive into any more oncoming traffic, Peter and I jet back to Piraeus port, ready to retire after a grueling day of sunshine and ocean air. That being said, our adventure is far from over, because tomorrow, Peter and I are heading to the largest international maritime trade show in all of Greece. See you tomorrow for Posidonia 2024. It's a beautiful warm day in Athens, and we are heading to Posidonia. Since you've been to quite a few trade shows, Peter, What would you say is your number one must-have item for surviving trade shows?
Comfortable shoes and coffee. Lots of coffee.
We made it to Posidonia! Let's take a look around. Before we came to Posidonia, I tried to look up where the origin of the name came from because I suspected that it's probably an homage to Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. I couldn't find anything to confirm that, but what I did find was that there is a type of Mediterranean seagrass called Posidonia oceanica, I believe. It is a fantastic source of food, habitat, and is a huge carbon sink. But Posidonia is unfortunately at risk of disappearing over the next few decades. With Posidonia and the IMO's goal to achieve carbon-free shipping by 2050 in mind, I thought it would be a good idea to ask some of these companies what they think is the next and up-and-coming maritime tech that will help reduce carbon emissions in their shipping operations.
Hi, I'm Jack Spears-Pringle. I'm a lead consultant in LR's business advisory team. What LR is doing to help the maritime industry decarbonize is working with stakeholders from across the industry to help them tackle their energy transition challenges from both a technical and a commercial angle. So we're working with ship owners to help them select the right fuels, technologies, and make the right operational changes to decarbonize and meet emissions regulations. But we're also working with other stakeholders such as charterers and operators, fuel producers, financiers, technology providers, and others. The technology I think is most interesting at the minute to decarbonize is, ammonia as a fuel is a particular interest to me. It is probably one of the quite promising fuel choices for shipping, and partly due to its emissions profile, but also the potential cost competitiveness over other fuels. However, it's always important to recognize that different fuels will be suitable for different vessels across different operating profiles and asset classes. So always important to think about supply and demand of these fuels as well as the cost component as well.
Hi, this is Imran. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Drydocks World Dubai. At Drydocks, we have taken quite few steps in supporting decarbonization. For example, the capacity or what we serve is almost close to 300 ships for repair in a year. So the power is coming from the solar grid. Almost 60% of our power comes from the solar grid, which is installed in the United Arab Emirates from Dubai. Yeah, one technology which can change fuel efficiency, I think now with the dual fuel concepts is something which I find it interesting, wherein people are converting into LNG and the newer fuels like methanol and also ammonia. These are challenging ones which are going to change the whole thought process of how fuels are used in marine industry, and that will definitely give very efficient turnarounds in the coming future. Yeah.
I'm Fabian Vandenberg, CEO at VStep Simulation. We are involved, of course, in also reducing carbon emissions by our simulators itself. It's the most safest way and most sustainable way of training. By doing it on the simulator, it's 7 times more efficient, but also 7 times more, or maybe 100 times more sustainable. Do I expect to be the most advancing technology within the maritime industry for decarbonizing? It's mainly, I think, regarding the uses of the type of fuel. Of course, we are now looking into hydrogen, which is, I think, a really cool initiative. But we have some steps to take and to make an infrastructure throughout the globe. So that's a little bit what I think.
Can I be very real with you for a moment? It just occurred to me that there is a company here that definitely has something to say about reducing emissions that I haven't interviewed yet. And it totally slipped my mind, but
Hi, my name is Peter Holm. I'm the European Director for Sea Machines. At Sea Machines, we develop and sell autonomous command and control systems, as well as artificial intelligence-based camera systems. We reduce carbon emissions by using autonomous controls to streamline the sailings on board, and we can achieve up to 10% savings on fuel and thereby the emissions. You're looking at a technology that can help reduce carbon footprint in general. I would love to say autonomy, it's part of the new solution, but I think some of the fuels are the more important steps here at these early stages.
Posidonia. Thoughts?
Yeah, that was actually good.
What was your highlights?
The coffee.
The coffee.
No,
Do you mean the
of
first
course.
one or the fifth one or the sixth one?
No, joking aside, the exhibition was really good today. A lot of interesting people. Got let down by some people.
Ooh.
Surprised by others. Right?
Yes. Oh, that was very poetic.
Yeah.
Peter Holm, resident poet.
Amongst other things.
You know what was interesting to me that a lot of people said, you included, said that, alternative fuels are the way to go, but there's still, some legwork to do before we're really, really there.
Yeah, it's moving parts, right? Because
Yeah.
even alternative fuel, methanol or so on, they have a footprint, so it have to be generated using electricity or whatever from wind turbines. So it's still a little bit of a gamble.
I don't know about you, but I'm beat.
Let's get in the taxi and get back.
That is a very good idea.
With my first Posidonia tucked under my belt, Peter and I throw in the towel on our big fat Greek adventure, thankful for the sights seen, knowledge gained, and friends we made along the way. As the sun sets on the Acropolis behind me, so has the sun set on the very first episode of the Logbook. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure. I hope you had a great time. Special thank you to our European director, Peter Holm, for making sure I don't fall into the ocean. If you don't want to miss future episodes of the Logbook, be sure to follow our social media channels listed below. Until next time, I'm Emma from Sea Machines, signing off.